So hello everyone, and welcome to our live ICC Express training. And very happy to have everyone here. Thanks, Todd. You know, it's been a while trying to get everything organized, but finally we're getting organized, and we're getting the training and the support out to everyone. So this is the start of that. I mean, we've been providing support the way along, but yeah, Dana, all this programming geeks watch old episodes of Star Trek, Dana, but I think I've watched them all at least 20 times, every single one of them. So we have to, wow, sorry to hear that, Chuck. Hope you feel better. So, okay, well, let's go ahead and get started now. There's a few basic things that I want to go over in ICC Express just so that everybody understands the best techniques. And I also want to cover some of the kind of hidden features that we don't have documented very well. And then I'm going to take some questions. And hopefully we won't go too long past 1 hour, but we will be continuing this training on an ongoing basis. So what we don't cover today, we'll be able to cover in later sessions. So the main thing that you need to kind of understand to get the most out of ICC Express is kind of the way the keyword matrix works in the software. I have a ton of accounts here right now because I've done a lot of different stuff, and a lot of these are just clients that I've been helping with, and the other ones are mine. The thing that I want you to understand is that when you go to this tab number 2 here, which is the curation sources, and then you're going to go to the third tab here that says profile source connections. This is kind of like the nervous system of the whole program. So if you weren't aware of that, I'm sure some of you already understand this, but I'm just sort of belaboring this point so that you'll have a really thorough understanding, is that what we see on the left here is the same list that we see on the settings and profiles here, right? So is everybody with me? If you're with me, let me see, just go ahead and put a 1 in the chat box, so just so I know that you're keeping up with me and everything I'm saying to you, it kind of makes some sense to you and all that. Okay, great, great. Looks like everyone's with me so far. So when we click on the left-hand side, what we're going to see over here on the right-hand side are the different objects and elements that we can connect to with the profiles on the left. And as you'll notice up here, we have the option of selecting the keywords, the RSS feeds, and HTML URLs. The keywords are just that. They're keywords, tags, niche, long tail, and these are more or less the building blocks of your content. This is not new, Dana. It's always been that way, so I'm glad that we have a chance to go over this for you, because Dana's been using ICC Express to great effect for quite some time now, and so even an old seasoned master like Dana, you're going to learn something new in this training, so that's great. I mean, I'm happy to be able to further your knowledge of this. In fact, it kind of excites me to be able to do that. So now what we can do is here, as some of this stuff is not really even in the training yet, I actually need to do a complete revamp of the training, even though all the training is definitely quite appropriate, but some of the things I just haven't had a chance to put into the videos yet, and also some of the new features are quite overarching and they just haven't been put into the training for you. So this will be a way of me to share that with you. And one of those things is this little checkbox right here. that says show only connected objects. So if you click that box, you're going to see now on the right hand side how a whole bunch of those keywords just got filtered out, right? And basically you can see now which keywords are connected in the software to the profile on the left. If I uncheck that box, you're going to see all the keywords that are in the program. And if I scroll down, you're going to start to see some of the green, some of the highlighted green keywords. And the ones that are highlighted with green on the right are the ones that are connected to the selected profile on the left. But you're seeing all the other ones too. So if you just want to see what you got connected, you just click that checkbox right here. So now I can actually go through all my profiles over here, one by one, and see just the keywords that are connected to those profiles. And some of them are not very good with the keywords, and mainly because I've used them for testing, and a lot of these are not even real, viable websites, are more or less just using it for testing the software. But some of them are, like this German Shepherd one. You can see how many terms I have for German Shepherd. Now, if you do use Keyworkz and ICC Keyworkz, I'm thinking what I may do is more or less merge the training for ICC Express and Keyworkz as we go forward, because the two softwares really work together. And a lot of these keywords that are appearing in ICC Express, actually I got them from the other software, Keyworkz, because we get our keywords, but then they share the same database on your computer, so they work together. Now here's one, for example, perder peso rápido, which is Spanish for losing weight quickly, and we have all these terms over here that are in Spanish, which I did get from Keyworkz. Keyworkz is no longer in beta, really, I think I got that right. Keyworkz is available, and you can get it from keyworkz.com, and if you want, I'll give you a really super deal on it later at the end of this call. Keyworkz is a really cool program. It's, like I said, it's the sister program to ICC Express. A lot of you already have it. Some of you do, some of you don't. But Keyworkz is what we use to find our keywords, get them into the database, and then build our silos. It's pretty cool for that. ICC Express is the source of the content, though. I mean, content is king, and ICC Express is the content engine. And so that's what we use it for. And you can use ICC Express to make content for pretty much anything, any kind of website. It doesn't have to be WordPress. That's the cool thing about it. Now let's move on again. Let's just keep looking at the curation sources. Now I'm going to unclick this. Now I'm going to click on RSS feeds. And a lot of you may not be using your own RSS feeds, and you don't need to, because we have now built-in RSS feeds into the blog curator section. Some of you that have been with us since the beginning did not, we did not have that originally. We've added this in the last few months so that anyone that wants to start curating content can do so immediately, just by, you have to have a blog set up here, but then you go to the blog curation, and we already have these built-in RSS feeds. And these are some pretty good ones too. There's quite a few different niches to choose from in here. Chances are you could probably find something for your niche in these preloaded RSS feeds. If you have a really weird niche, you might not be able to find something in there. But if you do have a niche that you need some really specific content, then what you're going to do is go over here to the RSS feeds tab of the curation sources and add an RSS feed. We have already added some in here, and you can see that you can also scroll through the profiles on the upper left here. And as you do that, whatever feeds are already connected to that profile will be displayed here. And you can actually open it up and see what articles are in there, and you can use this for curation just as easily as you can use these feeds here. So if I switch now to RSS feeds here, you'll notice that I have those two feeds that were featured in the RSS section, and now I can just curate news directly from that. Now this is kind of cool because you notice how it highlighted my keyword here already. The reason for that, and this is a fairly basic point of ICC Express that you should learn, is that the default keyword saved with the profile is what's going to be featured throughout. So if you don't really want that keyword, if you want a different keyword, you can either type it in here, you can type it in here and add it, or you can scroll down the list here and choose a different one. For example, if I wanted to use catnip toys for my main topic, I would just click catnip toys, and you'll notice it comes up in the default keyword. There's one more step that I want to do, which is I want to save it like this. So now I saved that. And I've seen this before. I think I know what it is. So, sorry about that. Go back to the cat health, cat care demo site, and select my RSS feeds. And then you'll notice I've got those feeds in here. Now, if I want to clear this, and remember I saved catnip toys now for my main keyword. So now if I select an article, like for example, best cat toys for felines, and I click the blue T, you'll notice that the term catnip toys is now the one that's featured. And that actually does work with the article that I'm curating. And there's not enough text here, so I would probably go over to the source monitor here, number 5, and just load that article. It takes a second. I can also actually see that article on the internet without seeing it in the software if I want to click the world icon over here. You see this? So if I find that best cat toys, I usually just use a little more text, Dana, that's all. Personally, I like to have, kind of a decent paragraph to curate. Okay, so I had, let me see if I can find that best cat toys thing. Not sure where that got off to. Takes the 5. I'm going to get rid of that 5. But let's say if I wanted to just go see this article, I just click the world icon over here, okay? And it automatically is going to load that article so I can go and view it. And it doesn't load it up into the software, it just loads it in the browser so I can go and see, if it really is something that I want to curate or whatever. Okay, so there are a few tips and tricks for you that you might not have been aware of, and I'm going to show you another one now, which has to do with the images. And I haven't done a lot of training on this. I've done some training on it, But if I go ahead and I open the image browser now, you'll notice that what it searches for here is catnip toys. Once again, that is the selected keyword that I saved to that profile, so it automatically is going to search for that. If I open this up now, you're going to see all the keywords, but just the keywords that are related. It should be just the keywords that are related to the cat blog. And let me just make sure that's true, because I may have a few kind of extra ones that I didn't really want to be connected. So as a matter of fact, that's true. Now, for example, you see I have all these cat things here, and I also have some tattoos, so somehow that got connected. I don't really want that connected, so I'll just click this button, and now it's not connected anymore. So anything here that I don't want connected, I can just disconnect it. That had to do from the way I imported some keywords, and I had that cat thing selected, so they automatically got hooked up to the cat profile. So that's what you also have to think about, is if you're importing keywords from a file, select the profile that you want those keywords to be attached to before you import the keywords. Then they will be automatically attached. And I'm talking about over here where you import from a list of keywords here. You select the profile on the left, then you import those keywords as a flat file, and it's going to be automatically connected to that profile just the way I'm showing you here, where you see what's connected on the right-hand side. So obviously that's how I kind of made a mistake one time, and I imported a bunch of tattoo keywords while I had the cat blog selected. That's why I've got tattoos connected to cats at this point. You know, so much stuff goes on with me testing and stuff that I've got a lot of weird data in my program, but you probably don't. At any rate, and to continue on, you can see that you can filter out just the feeds or the URLs that are connected to the blog, so you can see what you've got connected. As you do your curating here, just the feeds that you have connected to the profile are what's going to be available in here. Or just what we call the web pages, the HTML URLs, which you can also curate. You can curate a web page even if it's not in a feed. And I did cover that in the training, so I suggest that you do look at the training for that. Now I was going to go on and show you kind of a cool little trick here that you might not know about. If we're going to look for images, once again, like I said, I have the keyword catnip toy is already loaded because that's the associated keyword. The thing is, I don't want to use Google Creative Commons for these images because there's a good chance that the images are copyrighted and are not royalty free. Although you can search and you can use the question mark icon to make sure that that image is available to you to use without incurring any kind of penalties or anything like that. But I would suggest your first stop is going to be morgue file right here. Because almost without fail, morgue file provides you images without any need for attribution or without any type of royalties required. Now, they don't have an image for every single keyword, so you notice there are no images for the word catnip toy. So I'm going to try changing that a little bit. And let's just try catnip and see if by any chance they have some image for catnip. And they actually do have a pretty nice one here, I think. So I'm going to use this one. Catnip 50 pounds with a cat with 2 cat legs. Like he's getting ready to work on it. Okay, so now this image is on morgue file, right? Before I go further, let me just get a 1 from everyone to make sure you're all with me still. I don't want to be sending my voice out into the stratosphere and nobody listening to me. Okay, great, great, great. A lot of response there. I really appreciate that. Great. Okay. So now you see that I've located this image here that I think is going to be kind of cool for that particular article, even though, I mean, I don't think I'm going to even post that because I don't even know that I actually have a cat care blog anymore, but I'm just showing you how to build this, okay? We're going to find out because I'm going to try and store this on my blog, so we'll see if that blog is... Probably shouldn't have picked the cat niche for this, but we'll just see. Now I've got this this photo here, and it's loaded in my upload applet in ICC Express. Now you notice down here, I can add an attribution to that. And right now we have it in, you can do it in white, you can put it in black, so it can be seen. So if I were getting this from Flickr, probably the best thing would be I would give the author's name and a link back to the Flickr profile for that author. But this is Morg file. And as a matter of fact, just to be sure, let's just research that. Okay, so I'm going to click the question mark icon here. It's going to take me to that Morg file. And I'm just going to read this section right here. You are allowed to copy, distribute, transmit the work, and to adapt the work. Attribution is not required. That's pretty much across the board on Morg file, but it's worth checking just to make sure. The only thing you can't do with Morg file images is sell the image itself. You cannot sell the image or use it like, hey, this is my photo, you buy it from me. You can use it in any work without providing attribution. Fine, so we can just close that up. And so I'm going to click, again, this funny arrow-looking icon right here. And then I'm going to kind of blow up that image. I'm not going to add the attribution, and all I have to do is upload it to the blog. Now, the thing is, I picked this cat care demo. I don't even remember if that thing's online, so we'll find out when I try to upload. Okay, so now it's uploaded. And normally, the program would warn me if it couldn't log in. So it did, in fact, work. It kind of looks more like the Beats for Days website, but according to this, it's the cat care demo site, and you can see the image did get uploaded here. Okay, so it is on my blog. And now to put it into my my post, all I have to do is click the blank icon here. That's all I have to do. And then get out of this window, and you'll see that image is now in my post. We have a little image manipulator thing in here too. So if you can click this icon here, this is image, while you select that image, then you're going to see the image properties, and you're going to notice, I'll just bring it to your attention here, that it is not on Morg file anymore. It is on my blog, WP Content Uploads. Okay? Everybody catch that? Give me a 1 if you're following me. Just to keep me feeling warm and fuzzy here as we go on. All right, awesome. Cool. Great, great, great. So why is that important? Well, for one thing, you're not, that's right, Dana, we get to that. For one thing, you are not hot linking to an image that's out on some other service somewhere, right? They could take that image offline, and then your blog post just shows a broken link in it. So what you're doing is you're actually grabbing that image and putting it right on your own blog. So then you're putting it, not only are you putting it on your own blog's media library, but you're also going to put it into your post. So now your post contains your blog's content, and it also contains an image, which now resides on your blog too. So you're not hot linking or anything. Now Dana mentioned a good point, is it would be good to have an SEO name on that image. And we do have a way to do that too. Sometimes it doesn't just work if you're uploading it like that. But you can add, we do add the alt. As you can see here, Dana, it says an image of catnip. Okay, so we do add the alt for this particular function. And I may change it to add more of an SEO name based on the selected keyword. And we do sort of have that in the other functions, not in this particular one yet. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to get to that part. Now this is not a completed post, guys, but I'm not here to teach you how to write today. I'm just here to teach you how to use the program. Okay, so you now probably I'd get rid of that number 5 since that was just with the list up here. Oh, let me just move on to another feature here that you may not know about, because it was just recently added. While I'm creating this post, I can actually monetize that post if I have an Amazon account, and specifically the Amazon AWS, Amazon Web Services account. And then I can click this money icon right here, and it opens up my Amazon product search. Have you guys seen that one yet? Let me see a 1 if you already knew about that, and a 0 if you didn't know about that yet. If you would. Okay, great. We've got quite a few zeros coming in. So good. I'm glad I can help you learn about this then. Great. Awesome. Yeah, so you can now monetize your posts, right out of the gate. And you can use keywords. Now you'll notice here we have all the same keywords that are associated with the selected profile now come up in this list. Well, we do have to click this button, search now. You can choose actually the category on Amazon that you want to find products from, but often I'll just leave it on now. So let's go search now. And now you'll notice on the left-hand side, I now have quite a few very attractive little products from Amazon that are being listed out. It does take a few seconds for them to list out, but once they do, then you can click on that to see what your ad's going to look like here. You have a couple of ways of doing this now. 20,000 pages. I'm not sure what, oh, you mean results. Well, yeah, I mean, they've got 2 million total results of cat-related products on Amazon. Amazon is huge. You can spend a lot of time going through this, and you can see I've got a next button here, so you can actually just keep going until it gets to the end. As far as I know, I usually don't even go next. I usually find something in the first one, but see, when it's done listing, it shows next again. So you can just keep going next and finding different products. This looks like 4 Paws Purple Love Glove. That'll be nice. Click on that, and then we'll see what that looks like here. Now the cool thing is that these products have very nice text associated with it, and not every one of these products has a nice text content that goes with it. So you can try different ones until you see one that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Now there are 2 different ways that you can do that, which is you can copy and paste this HTML and then do something with it, or you can click this. Can you go in another room, hon? Yes. Sorry, folks. And so let's just go ahead and click Insert into Post and see what we end up with. Okay, and then we've got this wonderful product right here. It does have my affiliate link in it to Amazon, so that if somebody chances on this post and they manage to click on this and go over to Amazon, even if they don't buy that product, they're going to, whatever they click around on, if they end up buying something, I'm going to get credit for that. Okay, so there we go. Now, a lot of the stuff I would change. Don't leave the standard blurb in here. Like you might want to say, for more tips and tricks on cat care, sign up to our mailing list. Whatever you want to put in there, you can put in there. Also, this one, we sincerely feel that cat is going to change the world. Obviously, you don't want to keep that in there, but you would put some value in there, like, does your cat like catnip? Then check this out. I could actually put another product. You can load this up and look for catnip. Let's see, what do we got? Catnip. So I just select that and click search now. And Kong Natural Premium Catnip, my favorite kind. We'll go ahead and just sort of insert that into the post, and now we've got two products. The format gets a little weird too, so you want to check your format. Sometimes I'll go to the source. You can click the source and you can edit the HTML directly. Or you can also just try doing the old WYSIWYG. Like I will push this down, There you go. See, now just by putting a few line breaks in there, I've got everything lined up fairly nice. And I can also push this down probably so it looks better too. Just a few line breaks and then it goes to the bottom. Okay, so now we've got a very nicely formatted post. And once again, I'm not teaching you how to write like Charles Dickens today. I'm just more or less showing you how to use the program. Okay, so, and of course I would not keep this either. Here's why information about catnip toys. But I would just mark this up something like, I was checking out information, about catnip toys, and I found this awesome article that you may enjoy. Whatever. Of course, the more time, the more thought, the more value added that you put into your post, the better your content will be. You may not need to put a lot of time into it. That's really up to you. We do have kind of a working article here. I did say that I would probably put more text here. Let me see if I can actually, not sure if the source monitor is going to find that yet. Let me see, consumer reports. I think that's the same one. Oh no, it's just looking at my article now. Okay. Well, I would have done that in a previous phase here. I would have, gotten back to that article and I would have gotten more text to curate, put it in here. I'm also going to make sure I change my title up here because this is just kind of a bunch of gobbledygook that you want to do something about. So you could say something like this, consumer reports, article about catnip toys, or article about best cat toys. Or you could even start with best cat toys because that's kind of you know, whatever's more related to the keyword that you want to rank for, you want to put at the beginning of the sentence of your title, right? So best catnip toys. Let's say that, best catnip toys according to Consumer Reports. That actually will work for me. Okay, so then, now that that's done, you may not know this, but you can save this now. You don't have to post it right away. You click the diskette icon over here on the left, you can now save this. You can save it to your ICC Express program. Rather, not to the blog, but you can save it here for later. Don says he lost my screen, so I don't know if anybody is... Dana, wow, wacky stuff. I did not know that. Right, Dana? Right, so yeah, you can save it. When you save it like this, you're saving it to your database of ICC Express. Now you can also save it, just save it to your blog. We do that by clicking Post. I'm not really going to bookmark it anywhere right now, but I don't have to publish it right away either, guys. I don't know if you knew this, but you click here on Post Date, and now I can put this into the future. And any date and any hour that I want that to appear on my blog, I can set that. We do also have a time sync plugin, and some of you may want to use that. In case you're not aware, it's completely free. It's part of your ICC Express purchase. So you click on this link here, and that will get you to the time sync plugin. And here is the time sync plugin download page. So if you click there, you're going to go to this page and you can download the plugin. What does the plugin do? The only thing that plugin does is it synchronizes your computer's time clock with your blog server's time clock. So that when you say, I want this thing to post at 5 o'clock p.m. my time, the server knows that, for example, if I'm in Miami and the server's in California, 5 o'clock my time is 2 p.m. in California. So by installing that time sync plugin, you're going to not have any discrepancy, because if I didn't use the plugin, and if my server was in California, and if I said 5 o'clock, it might be 3 more hours until my post goes live. How many people understand that? Let me get a 1, if I may. Okay, we got, good, you understand that. And the reason that I did that and I made that plugin for you is because when we first started this, we got a lot of people in customer service sort of come in and say, hey, I made my post, but it doesn't show up. It's not showing up. So I say, okay, go to your posts listing in your blog and you'll see it's in there scheduled. And that's exactly what they were finding out. So they would say, I'm scheduling it for 5 o'clock, but it doesn't actually get published until 8 o'clock. That's why that happens. So, and yes, Larry, I saw your comment. You said instructions said to set to 0 universal time, and that's exactly right. If you want to use the time sync plugin, you will need to go to your WordPress settings and set your UTC at 0, and then let the time sync plugin take over for synchronizing. Okay. You don't need the time sync plugin, even though it says here you should install it. The only reason it's saying that is because it did not find that on the blog. Now, the blog server and my desktop may already be synchronized, or the server may be running later than my desktop, in which case it's still going to publish immediately, and it's going to say then it was already published for 3 hours when it gets published. anyway, that's just sort of a little subtlety to ICC Express. So if you want to use that timesync plugin, you can use that, and it's free for you to use. And it also gives you that option here. It says server timesync not available. That's all it means. Now it says here, the post will be scheduled to publish at the following date time, Monday, February 16th at 7:34. And it's actually 8:34 where I am. It's 8:41 where I am. But let's just see what happens. Sometimes you have to experiment a little bit to get it all synchronized. So I'm just going to go ahead and post this little post that I did, and we'll see what happened. Now remember, this is a test blog, and I think I left out a space between catnip toys, but that's just because I was being sloppy. So there you go, and now I have my completed curated post with my monetization. And yes, it's a little bit skewed here. You can fix that. And one thing you also, if you didn't know about the saving here, then you may also not know that you can reopen that post now from your blog and work on it again. How many people knew about that? 1 or 0, if I may. Don't mind playing along with me. I like to have the interaction. Okay, so most people did not know about that. Okay, so here's what we do. You click on blog post. Okay, first thing we're going to do is click the open icon here. Make sure you have that profile selected. It takes just a second to contact the blog. Then you're going to click on blog posts here. And you notice the very first line is the article that I just published. And if we scroll down, we can see a whole bunch of other posts that I did, over the last couple of years on this test blog. So now all I have to do, and we also can get all the pages from that blog too. As you can see, there's pages. But this is a post, so I'm going to click on the post and click open, and voila, we have now downloaded the exact code that's saved on the blog, and we can now edit it. Not really sure why the formatting is a little bit strange. It looks great in the editor. I think you have to do some fancy kind of HTML, like div style equals clear all. But what I will do is I'll fix the title, because I needed a space in that title. And I'm going to add some tags now. I didn't do tags. So I'm going to add catnip with a comma, cat care, cat toys. And now those will become the tags. I could have done that the first time, but I didn't. I just go ahead and post it just like I did before. Yeah, clear both, Brent. That's the one. That's, if you do a div style equals clear both, then that tends to basically finish that content so the next one starts fresh, right? In terms of the formatting of the HTML. So now we'll just go back, and so you can see it did fix my title there. So you have, pretty good control. Yeah, Bruce, that's cool. Have a good one, man. Okay, so that pretty much covers what I wanted to cover in terms of the posting there. we're going to bring this to a close in a few minutes, probably 15 minutes. Okay, and I want to give you a couple of other important tips before we finish today. One of the things I want to explain to you here is about the XML RPC file name. Now, some of you may use host 9. Let me see how many people on this call use host 9. If you would put a 1 in the chat box for me so I can know how many people are using host 9. Okay, it's quite a few. Okay, so host 9 is not the only company that does this, but they have started kind of a crazy policy which they're blocking XML RPC. And the way that they're doing it is with the htaccess file. I don't know if some of you may be familiar with using the htaccess file and some may not. The htaccess file is just a file that sits in the root directory of the website and gives the server instructions on how to behave in certain circumstances. For example, if I don't want anybody to come in on my blog, let's say myblog.com, and I want everybody to come in on www.myblog.com, I'm going to put a line in my htaccess which will tell everyone that comes in without the www that they're going to be permanently going to have to start using the www. They don't have to use it, but the server will automatically forward them to the www URL if I have that particular line in my htaccess file. You guys following me so far? I want you to understand that point, and then I'll go to the next point. Okay, great. Looks like everyone's understanding me. So now what they've started to do, great, I'm seeing lots of ones. I really appreciate that, guys. Now, what they're starting to do here with host 9, so they're doing something like that, except it's not for www. What they're doing is, instead of saying, hey, you need to come in www, they're saying, if you come in on XML RPC file, we are going to say that file does not exist. Okay, let me repeat that again. If someone tries to navigate to xmlrpc.php, they are setting it to tell you that file does not exist, even when that file does exist. What is that file? Well, that file is the important file for WordPress that allows our software to post to your blog and to do other things like read the categories and download the post to edit it and stuff like that. It all goes through XMLRPC. Now, for some reason, host 9 and some other companies have started to block that file, which is really annoying when you're trying to use ICC Express and it just tells you what you're going to get is error 2032, or you might get error 1105 or 1132. If you're going to see weird errors when you try to use ICC Express with the blog, chances are they are blocking xmlrpc.php, or they're giving you a 404, file not found. We have created a workaround for this, and all you need to do is, I'm going to write it up here so you can see it clearly. To find out if you have this problem, first navigate to that URL, and you can replace myblog.com with your domain name, with or without the www, whatever you have it set for. Now, if you go to that URL and if it says something like XML RPC requires post, then you're fine. Okay? If you go to that URL and it just gives you a little text that says, you know, this file requires a post, then you know that you don't have this problem. But if instead it says 404 page not found, then you know you have that problem. Okay, so in order to fix that problem, log into your blog, either FTP or cPanel file manager, manatee file manager. That's step 1. 2, rename, you know, find that file XML RPC and rename it to some other name like, you know, 12345.php or any other name like that. Any name, it could be random or whatever you want, just as long as it's not XML RPC.php. And save that. Save it with the new file name. Now 3, go back to ICC Express and save the new file name. And you're going to save it right here where it says file name. Okay? And then you're going to click save. The 4th step is quit ICC Express and restart and try again. Should work. Now remember, you must have the profile selected that has that blog address that's not working, right? And then you save XML RPC. Every time you change the profile, this here is profile specific. Okay, so as you change here, it's going to change with what you have saved to that profile. The crazy indexer part of it is not profile specific. That's one for the whole program. Okay? It may not seem like it's organized well, but I kind of couldn't find another place for it right now, so that's where they are. Is this clear to everyone? Is this unclear to anyone? Does anyone have any questions about this particular issue? I see a lot of ones coming in. That's good. Great, great. Appreciate the ones. Good, good, good. Yep. Okay, got a lot of ones coming in. Looks like everybody's with me on this. And I'll save this image and we'll put it up for you to review again later. Okay, we're almost. Oh, so yours says files not found, Dana. Is that? Can you give us the URL, or do you don't want to change? You don't want to share that? Yeah, I'll make a training video on it, a specific. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know what host Dana's on. We have seen this happen quite a bit with host 9. Now, Dana, do you mind if I put this up for the group, or would you rather I didn't? What do you say? Okay, it's okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. Dana's been nice enough to share this. And now it's not even a 404 on his blog. See, it's, oops, I didn't spell it right. Hold on. That's not very good. Hold on a second. Okay, best.com/XML. Oh, wait, that's not even spelled correctly either. We want to make sure this is right, Dana. XML RPC. Okay, that one's fine, Dana. You misspelled the Make sure you spell this right, XML RPC. But now you guys can see what it looks like when it's working correctly. It says XML RPC server accepts post requests only. If you go to your XML RPC.php file, if it says that, then you know you're fine. I don't happen to have one handy that I can show you where it's not working, but I'll try and find one and then we can show you. But if you were to go to that page and it said 404 not found, and of course make sure you spell it right, then you're going to know it's blocking that. And it's almost even more evident when you're using ICC Express and you start to get those errors that say error 1135 or whatever. Then you're going to know you've got some kind of an issue with that. That's when you want to go and test it just like I did here. Now, you guys think that it's a good idea to combine the Keyworkz and the ICC Express training together the way I mentioned earlier today? Dana said yes. Because I'll do that, and basically what I'm going to do is just bring you all into my my Keyworkz group. Because I don't have an ICC Express group, so what I'm going to do is combine Keyworkz and ICC Express into one group, and I'm going to bring you right now. I'm going to tell you how to get into our Facebook group all together. Let me just get that for you. There it is. That didn't do it. Hold on. That didn't quite make it. Hold on. Groups. And ICC Keyworkz. So this group is called Keyworkz, but I'm going to be making this the official ICC Express ICC Keyworkz group. And I am giving you guys the URL right now in the chat box to join. And I'm going to be changing this so it does reflect ICC Express as well. Did you guys get that link okay? Let me see a 1 if you got the link. Okay, great. Now we are at the end of the hour, and I think it's been a pretty packed hour, and I don't want to take up much of your time. I do have a bunch of other stuff to show you, so we will be continuing this training. Since I'm combining it with ICC Keyworkz, we're going to have this training twice a month. Okay, and so you can look forward to this twice a month. Now, I don't want to sit here and turn this into a pitch fest. I want to give, but before you go, I want to explain something to you guys. I have a mentoring group that I've been running for a while, and it's really, really cheap. And I'm going to be raising the price. So I want to give you a chance to get into our mentoring group at the absolutely lowest price possible. And it's basically the same mentoring that I was offering at $1,000 before, and it also includes all my software. And it's just $37 a month, but I'm going to be raising that up at the end of this month. So I'm giving you the link to that just in case you want to take advantage of this before I raise the price up. I think you can ask anybody that's in the group, and they're going to tell you that it's definitely worth the $37. It's worth a lot more. It's worth about, it's worth like, we are going to be raising it to $97 in March. So I just gave you the link. It's instantcontentcreator.com/USM. That's where you can join it. It is not $97. It's only $37 now, but it's going up to $97. I'd love to have you in the group. I will mentor you any way you need to get your business going. And I'm not here to pitch you this, so it's just something I wanted to make you aware of. before we end the call today, okay? So there you go. And I'm already getting some requests to join the group, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the group, and I'll provide the best support I can. Of course, with the offer that I made, that's a lot more closely working with you. So guys, before we go, I'm going to give you a chance to ask me questions. It has been 1 hour, so I'm going to try to bring this to a close, but if you have any questions for me right now, please just go ahead and put them in the chat box, and I'm more than happy to answer you. Oh yeah, Tom, how does SEO Catalyst work with ICC? If you look in ICC Express, you're going to see on the help screen over here. Let me just load that real quick. Thanks, Joy. Joy says it was the smartest thing that she ever done is to join my mentoring, and that's super nice, Joy. I don't disagree with you there. I hope everyone else sees the value because it's pretty good. Now, if you go to this help screen here, you'll notice a video called Use ICCX with Blogger. That is basically the same way that you can use ICC Express with SEO Catalyst. I'm waiting to create you guys a video to show actually how to do it. But I'm not here to push SEO Catalyst either. But Tom, you asked me that question, so that's the answer. If you want to see the answer to that, go to view that video. Okay, any other questions for today before we call it a night? And I have other stuff to share with you, right? But I just don't want to keep you on like hours and hours on these calls. So they're going to be, short, sweet, 1 hour calls full of lots of germane information, and then we'll get on to the next one and we'll have the recording for you. The next webinar will be in 2 weeks. Okay? Yeah, you know what, guys? Before I go, let me give you one other quick offer here about Keyworkz, because a lot of people are asking about Keyworkz. I have Keyworkz available to you at the lowest price I will ever offer at just $27. It is a single version, but I usually just sell the developer edition. Just go to this members ICC Express and you'll see this link here. It's just 27 bucks. You can get that now. The reason I mention that is because the R. Lee's question about that the full SEOing need to be done on the blog, and that's kind of what we use Keyworkz for, is to set up the blog with the silos, with the structure, with the keywords. Then we start channeling the content with ICC Express. Okay, so if you get to know Keyworkz, you'll see that Keyworkz and ICC Express work hand in hand. Keyworkz creates the structure for you, and ICC Express channels the content. They work together great. And I'm going to do my best to make sure that we have replays for all these webinars, Chuck. I'm recording now, and we'll see. Silo Factory is just a part of Keyworkz. It's a plugin that comes with Keyworkz free that you install on your blog, and it allows our software to talk to your blog and execute operations like creating silos on the blog. Because the XML RPC does not have that function built into it, we had to build our own functions for that. And that's what the Silo Factory plugin does for you. And it comes free with Keyworkz. Okay? So I'm really happy that you all showed up today. And I'm going to give you guys a lot of big ones right here. There's my one. Thank you so much. A positive one. Great to have everyone on the call today. Thanks for the one, Ernest. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Todd, like I said, we'll have our next one in 2 weeks, and I will send you a notification on that. And I'm glad you dug it, Arlie, and everyone else. It's great to be here and great to be working with you all. And I'm looking forward to working with you again. Now 1 + 1 = 3, right, Colin? All right, John. Thank you. Great, Joy. Glad I worked for you. Deb, Tom, everyone. Okay, so have a great night, a great week, and I'll talk to you again soon. And don't forget to join our Facebook group, okay? I'm going to send you that link again to all the ICC Express owners so they can get into that, that Facebook group. So I hate long goodbyes, guys. It's kind of turned into one. Anyway, that's just how much I enjoy this. It's hard to say goodbye, but I must. So you guys have a great time. I'll talk to you again soon. Okay? Hugh out.